Professor Yaakov Malkin is 89 years old, and he's the head of the International Institute for Humanistic Secular Judaism. And he's written a book called Judaism Without God, Judaism as Culture and the Bible as Literature. So this guy describes himself as a Jewish atheist, and this is totally unacceptable to fundamentalists and ultra-Orthodox, so they're now threatening him. Haaretz reports here, quote, "A knife and an envelope containing a threatening letter were found at his house, reading, 'A Jew whose hands are bloody resides in your street. This Jew received a severe warning.' The letter to Malkin said, 'This is a warning for you to immediately end all atheist and heretic activity that you take part in or lead. You must absolutely and immediately stop your actions to dismiss and incite the people of Israel from their God. Should you continue your actions following this warning, know that you are yourself choosing to forsake your fate and future. Do not cross the line. This is a futile warning. This isn't a futile warning, excuse me. It is completely and absolutely serious. Treat it as one. You will not receive another warning.'" Wow. So a Star of David and the phrase Psalms 139, 21 to 24 were written on his fence as well. And that passage says, "Do I not hate those who hate you, Lord, and abhor those who are in rebellion against you? I have nothing but hatred for them. I count them my enemies. Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting." So clearly expressing out-and-out anti-atheist bigotry. And yet again, we have a case here of, hey, we can't beat you in the realm of ideas and concepts, so we're just going to revert to violence and kill you if you keep saying shit which is obviously true and logical that we don't like. It's the same with Jewish fundamentalists, same with Christian fundamentalists, same with Muslim fundamentalists. You know, you say things that are true that tear up their nonsense beliefs, and then they can't say, "You're wrong and here's why," so what do? "I will attack you if you keep talking." Look at you pathetic little weak bitches. I mean, that's what you are when it comes down to it. And guys, anti-atheist bigotry like we see here, it thrives in most societies. We were just talking about here. Some places it's illegal to be atheist. Saudi Arabia, they say you're a terrorist if you're atheist. Apostasy is illegal in so many countries, okay? In the U.S., even in 7 states, it's illegal for atheists to run. That's for office. That's on the books. Now, that's unconstitutional. The Constitution overrides the state constitutions and law books, but it's still there, which says something about the feeling people have towards atheists. And finally, let me just say this. You know, people have this idea that for some reason, you know, hey, the Jewish fundamentalists aren't as bad as Muslim fundamentalists or Christian fundamentalists. No, so you can say numerically that's true because there's so fewer Jews on the planet that there's just so fewer Jewish fundamentalists, of course. But the ideology is pretty fucking toxic. I mean, we've covered the stories on this show. If you don't think Jewish terrorism is an issue, for fuck's sake, go tell that to, you know, the Palestinians who were kicked off their land by Zionist settler terrorists. They're so obviously terrorists that even the Likud government in Israel is like, yeah, they're terrorists. They're Jewish terrorists. And we've covered stories about how ultra-Orthodox do a ceremony where they cut off the tips of baby dicks, circumcision, and then they suck it off. Sometimes the babies get herpes and die. Institutionalized sucking of bloody baby dicks. They're not as bad. They're not as bad, except when they're Zionist settlers who kill Palestinians and kick them off their land and steal land, and except when they suck the tip of bloody baby dicks. They're not as bad other than that. And also, we discussed the other day, they have schools, extremist schools, where they teach that the Goyim, which is a derogatory term for non-Jews, they're all evil, they all want to kill you, so you need to be on guard all the time. They teach them this in kindergarten, that all the non-Jews are evil. Gee, I wonder if this is going to breed radicalization. And there's even been cases of anti-Christian bigotry of all things in Israel in certain parts, where the fundamentalists are like, we're trying to kick out all the vampire Christians, they call them. Kick out all the vampires. No, fundamentalism is wrong across the board. Even Buddhists, people say, well, the tenets of Buddhism aren't all that bad, so therefore the fundamentalists can't be that bad. No, but they are. Go look at Myanmar and how they viciously repress the Rohingya Muslims because they have this sense of identity based around their Buddhism, and they're tribalists as a result of that, so they do violence for their Buddhism. Fundamentalism is the problem, and it's a problem across the board, and we all need to fight against it.